Welcome. Welcome to today's session. And as usual, I would like that we just first sit a moment in silence and make our own motivation. Okay. And now we do the one together. I have to share the screen. Okay. And again, just to honor compassion and wisdom, both sides, I would like to recite the two verses. Mercy alone is seen as the seed of a conqueror's rich harvest, as water for development, and as ripening in a state of long enjoyment. Therefore, at the start, I praise compassion. Samsara, nirvana, lack even an atom of true existence, while cause and effect and dependent arising are unfailing. I seek your blessings to discern the import of Nagarjuna's thought, which is that these two are complementary and not contradictory. Okay, where are we? I just make it bigger again. We are at the beginning of the Madyamakavatara. Heard just recently about the three main causes of a Bodhisattva, from which the root cause is great compassion. And the other two causes are then mind generation, bodhicitta, and the correct view of emptiness. And now, today, we are in, or last time we talked about compassion, great compassion, and also here, as you can see in the middle, how to generate great compassion in meditation. And today, I would like to read the verse of the root text. It's the verse 1.3, because we will go on now with in the direction of the view of the transitory collections. And the verse here is connected to that topic. Homage to that compassion for migrators who are powerless like bucket traveling in a well, through initially adhering to a self, an I, and then generating attachment for things. This is mine. Okay, so today we are going to look first of all at these 6 analogies. They are connected with the watermill, as you can see here on the picture. There are these 6 features or 6 analogies. And first of all, you can see down here at the right side of the wheel is a 1. And this is the first feature. But just before that, the cause, just remember it, of all of this, of the 6 analogies, is the root, the conception of self of phenomena and conception of self of person. We will come to this later more closely. So now you can see this watermill, and here is the buckets around that are bound to the watermill, to this wheel. And this is also the first analogy. Here as in the same way as the bucket is closely bound to the wheel, sentient beings are very tightly bound by karma and affliction to cyclic existence. And these analogies are also connected to the 12 links. And without explaining them more now, this is something we heard already. I just mentioned them, how they are connected to this first analogy, the bound by karma and affliction. The 3 links of the second one, compositional factors or strong karmic actions. The 8th and the 9th one, craving and grasping, are connected to this link. So these 3 are these that bind us closely to samsara, to cyclic existence. Okay, then in the middle, you can see in the middle of the wheel is a 2. And here, this is the mechanism that makes us circling in these existences. And how are we always staying in this? It is because by an extremely unpeaceful mind, our or my unpeaceful mind. And this mind is impelling myself and is the pulling mechanism of this wheel that is turning and turning. And in the connection of the 12 links, it would be like the mind, the extremely unpeaceful mind, is connected to the 3rd link, consciousness. Okay, then comes the 3rd analogy, and you can see to the right here, to the right of the watermill, because of these reasons that I already mentioned, the 2 first analogies. Sentient beings wander endlessly from the peak of existence to the hottest hell. From here up, down, up and down, like the watermill, that is like the bucket that are turning and turning, up and down and up and down. And it's so easy to, when we look, or especially when I look at my mind, it's so easy when to my mind, who is so often negative thoughts, maybe even negative speech, and so easy, and it's so difficult to try to change my mind in positive habits, positive thoughts. So it is very easy. That's a 3rd analogy. It's always going up and down, or from down and up. Then the 4th, you can see here to the right. To go down, as I already mentioned, is very easy. But then to change and come up again is hard. So it needs more strength, much more strength to come up again into the higher realm. When we talk here, the lower realms would be up here, the higher realm. That is the 4th feature. Now the 5th, it's here just in the drawing. Here are 3 sets of thorough afflictions mentioned. The 1 set is the afflictions, the 2nd one, actions, and the 3rd one, rebirth. And so what's happening when we are circling in this cyclic existence again, one life, another life? So the first set, the afflictions, refers to the link 1, ignorance, and the link 8 and 9, craving and grasping. The 2nd set, the actions, they refer to the link 2 and 10. So because of this, the compositional factors, the strong karmic actions, then that's the 2nd one, we, through grasping, craving, grasping, we take, this is the 10th link, existence. We take a new existence. And then the third set is rebirth, because taking a new existence, we go through all the stages a child does, a human being or a being does. From the third link, consciousness, fourth, name and form, fifth, the sixth sense spheres, sixth and contact, seventh feeling, and then also birth, because of birth, then this is the 11th link, we also experience 12, aging and death. And what is very difficult for sentient beings, we never know which karma in our circling is ripening into the next rebirth. Which of all the causes we have done, all the actions in our life, will be strongest at the moment of death and will propel us in another rebirth. So this is the 5th analogy. And then the 6th one, just let me see where it is, here, up here. The 6th one is because sentient beings are bound and do, because of the affliction and the unpeaceful mind, are always under suffering, and specifically here under the pervasive compounded suffering every day. And because of bound by this also, it's so difficult to leave the buckets, to get out of this circle. Okay? And one conclusion here is, and this is connected to homage to great compassion, observing mere sentient beings, that is here in the middle, below the watermill. It's just sentient beings, when we really look closely, constantly are under the 3 types of suffering. Okay, David, I just open to you. Anything to add or to whatever, to suggest or ask?
No, not right now.
So it was clear like this. Clear enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then I go on. Now here I mentioned this at the beginning, the view of the transitory collections. This is, and we quickly talked about it at the end last time. What is it? Actually, here I wrote Ursache. That's German. That should be, is the cause. So the view of the transitory collection is the cause, and the definition, what is it, this view? It is an afflicted wisdom that is adhering to I and mine being as inherently existent. This, we just will continue with that. Okay. Now, here. I often just made an abbreviation with this VTC, that is here in the circle. It's the view of transitory collections. And sometimes when I was drawing the maps, it was just so much easier, not always to write all the words, but to make abbreviations. So we had the definition already. And now we want to look, and that's a really beautiful example, how this view of the transitory collection is developed and how it circles. And here, I make it also big here. Below this, you can see these gray colored circles, A, B, C, D. And we start here. And maybe you remember, it was one morning in class in the monastery that Geshe Champel, he made this example with us. And it was really, for me, very, it touched me. It was really nice to hear it. And I was trying it out many times since. So, okay, first of all, remember or think about, visualize you're sleeping. And then when you wake up, the very first moment, for example, like you wake up because of some light, or you hear the alarm clock or some sound in your ear. So something is, a phenomena is touching the mind in a way so that we wake up. And this actually is, we wake up and just, light, or alarm clock. So this is at the very first moment, the conception or grasping for a self of phenomena is happening. This is A. Very, very soon after, it's a nice split seconds, comes the VTC of I, also the grasping for self of person. Again, you just saw the light, you just wake up, and the very split next moment, how am I? How did I sleep? We are referring to ourselves. So we are grasping for our self of person. And so already the two, self of phenomena and self of person, already manifest in the very first moments when we wake up. And then it goes on, just the next split moments, that we, again, it's a grasping for a self of person, that we come like that the I, mine, we start to experience more the mind. The mind, the I is the owner, the I is the possessor of the mind. And then in the example here, we start just to grasp for a self of phenomena again. For example, my arm hurts. My back hurts. Or whatever. Something that is connected to my mind. And then, as you can see up here, the circling from A, B, C, and then D, and A, B, C, D. It's a circle. The conception of phenomena circles endlessly with the conception of self of person. And I think it's really something that is possible for us, for a person like me, just ordinary. We can really experience this and see a little more about this I and mine and this cause of all the suffering we have. There's one example also came to my mind when we are traveling. And for example, India, jet lagged, finally our coach was able to sleep. And then it's a completely new environment, new sounds, another room, never been there. And after a deep sleep somehow, when I wake up there, this is so strong within. It's really like, whoops, okay, sound, and then, where I am, where am I? It's so closely then coming this. And then like all the other stuff come back to my I and mine and so on. So I think I like that. Okay. Now I don't have any intelligent question for you. I would like to involve you a bit, David. Okay, yeah, I try. Not in the question, but just with some sharing. Do you remember actually this example that I shared with from Geshe-la? And do you have a similar experience? Did you experience this as well?
No, I don't remember.
Oh,
And
come on.
also when I sleep, I just think, I want to go. When I wake up from my sleep, I just want to go back to sleep again. I don't want to wake up.
Okay. Oh, come on. It was never interesting for you to find this out. Okay. But I also know you're working hard and then it's not so easy. Good. Okay. So, last time I was asking about the VTC and you said what it is for you. And now I think it's a bit clearer now with this. Is this correct? Right?
I was asking about compassion. It was great compassion, all these things.
I know, but then we went to the VTC because we have to go on a little bit. But anyway, by the way, one thing that came to my mind, I just remember now. You were asking about compassion, and then remember I was talking, you asked me how I generate it, and then I was talking mainly about how I do, like going through suffering, like remember the suffering of myself and all the people I see and so. And I thought you were not so happy about that. But then afterwards I remembered, oh, come on, what is the definition of wait a minute, what is the definition? Of suffering. Exactly. What is the definition of suffering? Or like in the four immeasurables. Remember? Or any idea?
So what is the question now?
Okay, sorry, I made confusion. The question is, what is actually in the four immeasurables? Is the compassion is one of the immeasurables? What is it? What is actually the definition there? Because I was explaining compassion to you, What is it there? Remember?
So what the compassion is?
Yeah.
I have to think about that one.
I give you a hint. I know you know, but it's a little bit unexpected that I asked you this. Remember, the first link is of equanimity, and then love. Love is the wish that all sentient beings have happiness. What is compassion?
To be free of suffering, wishing to be free of suffering. But I was more thinking, what kind of suffering, or which, because there are many levels.
No, but yeah, sure. But in this context, like compassion in general things in these prayers, it is just compassion is the wish that all sentient beings are free from suffering. And that's why I was like, I was thought, oh, I have to tell you because that's why I also go, or it supports my going through suffering to generate compassion.
Yeah.
Okay, just I wanted to add this. I knew I almost forgot. So, are you still some questions or some thoughts about compassion?
Well, if you talk about this compassion anyway now, just with this, also in the study manual, also with observing mere sentient beings, observing phenomena. You remember that part?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is also nice to put in there.
It will come. It will come.
Oh, I'm too far away already.
That's fine. It will come. This are the next charts. It will now exactly go there.
Okay, good. Then
I also like it. Yeah, we'll come. I think we will come back again and again. Huh?
Yeah, no, I like that part very much.
Yeah. Okay, so I make a little bit further, and actually here on my mind map I have something just also really nice to mention. It's now, when we were in class, often or sometimes questions arose, and Geshe-la was answering them, and in this context also put some other answers, general topics in there that were not just in the text at this very moment. And I think here there's something connected exactly to this. You can see on the left side here a circle. It's about the realization of emptiness. And actually this part down here, that doesn't belong here. This belongs to another side, to another drawing. So it's not just here, then goes down here. Okay, we were talking about the realization of emptiness. And specifically, somebody probably asked about the direct realization of emptiness. And what are the prerequisites and all this? And this is part of our topic. We heard, we talked about the correct view the last time already a bit also. So the realization of emptiness here necessarily needs, now point A, a valid cognizer. Here in this context is the valid cognizer of inferential consciousness. And to realize emptiness for the first time, even it's possible before a path, it needs an inferential cognizer. And this realization is not the direct realization of emptiness, but is the step before where we think and reflect and study and listen and again reflect, just with many, many reasons, the concept of emptiness, spenderizing, lack of inherent existence, all these things coming together through our reflecting. And so slowly, when this gets deepened, then we can have a true potential realization even before a path, and then we don't necessarily need to have calm abiding special insight. So we can have it even without. So then, and after we have this first deep understanding of the emptiness and polarizing, we increase this to constant meditating, reflecting, and going on with subsequent cognizers. That's called then like this, I remember. And then after a long time or whatever, like really being able to deepen it, then and this we then will have a union of calm by expression insight. Then the direct realization of emptiness can happen. That will be then the path of seeing. I just want to share this because it's so much connected to somehow our own possibilities, even now, even already now. Okay, here this small part I leave aside, but this one I would like to share. It is also interesting. Again, it's connected with emptiness, dependent rising, lack of existence, all this. And just imagine, how we perceive the world. And one of the basic topics to think about, to reflect, is impermanence. And I would like to show here this chart the effects of what happens when we have these. Even already, I think a little bit I can feel in my own level. And I start here actually one step before that, not the relation of subtle impermanence, but just to get to know how our world is and how impermanent it is. And I think it's really amazing. The more I can just reflect and think and feel, or not feel, like observe myself, how I am constantly changing with my thoughts, my feelings, pleasure, pain, this circling which I've had before, constantly changing. So this is a sign, really, that I cannot deny, it's so impermanent. And I can see it outside also on the things around me, phenomena, more or less. The plants are easy to see, but I can see, if I really look, impermanence. And I can also see, if the more I reflect on this and I know about this, the more my life is really changing, of that I a little bit cling less to my pleasures, my pain, makes it a bit easier. And here that was then Geshe-la talking about, when we have the realization of subtle impermanence, this means like really remembering, reflecting about how matter is, for example, is made of, what it is like. And maybe we remember even from school that this matter is just atoms, and atoms have a lot of space in between. I don't talk about now Prasangika view, just like very general, easy to remember, Also, these atoms, they're mostly made of space, and they are constantly changing. There's constant movement. Can actually not really be found, but anyway, they're just there, they're moving space. So when we can see this more and more in our everyday life, in my own being, changing constantly so much, but also more and more outside, that everything outside and inside is constantly changing in a very subtle way. So the effect of this understanding is that we can completely let go to this life happiness. And because of this, problems in this life are easy and are not harming us. And I don't know, I think maybe you also know, even from this, maybe already we have some taste how it could be possible, that we really can let go of this happiness, this life, suffering, this life. We can just let go a bit, the more we understand. Okay, and then When we hear the second line is when we have the realization of emptiness, really the deepest understanding of emptiness. The effect of this, that we not only completely let go of this life, but letting go of any interest in samsara, any life to come. And because of that, we create no new afflictions. And the effect of this is then any pain that we have in samsara will absolutely not touch us. Okay? And then, now I don't talk about my level at all, that's very clear, but just to see the future, if we have additionally plus to the realization emptiness, uncontrived bodhicitta, then the effect is that is the only interest of benefiting sentient beings. Then we have completely transcended our self-grasping, and the only interest is benefiting others. Okay, I think I have about 30 minutes, and I think I let it be for today. Again, I ask you, David, anything to add? Just of the last things I mentioned.
No, it's great like this.
Yeah, okay. It's quite late. You have any experience yourself of this?
No, I'm an amateur. I have no experience.
Come on, I know that's not true. Just give me one. Give me one.
No, it's okay.
Okay, oh, come on. Okay, so I let it be for today then. And I'll just go to the dedication. And one want to add. Where is it? All the merits that we did today, through sharing, listening, talking, reflecting, I would like to dedicate for our own development in the body, mind, and also in understanding emptiness. And that all beings as well will be able to get more interested in traveling this path and also get to know how to really get out of suffering. And mainly today I also would like to dedicate it to all the warfare that is going on in the world right now, so that these wars are stopping immediately. May the precious body-mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. In this land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. And as long as space remains, and as long as sentient beings remain, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Okay, and that's it for today. Thank you very much for being part of it, and I will looking forward to see you next time.